And if there was any, like, if I could figure out what something was, I would just hold off on it and then he confirmed. Most of it was like this right here is like the country section.
Oh, okay.
There's a huge stack, and these are on what, 16? 16. So you have like about 2 large piles right here.
All right, those are all 16s. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
2 piles. I'm pointing. You see those?
Yeah.
Okay, those are 16s of country. Then these are 10-inch country.
Okay.
Lacquer. This is all lacquers.
Yeah.
12-inch lacquers.
Now they're all metal, right? They're all metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. More 12-inch lacquers. More 12-inch lacquers.
There's 5.
More 12-inch
5 piles. 6 piles.
More 12-inch lacquers and more 12-inch lacquers. Now that's all country.
And a lot of these do have like the titles and the names.
Yeah, let me just see one of the labels. Okay. Oh, Johnny Miller. Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot that do have them. If they're not on the label, then the individual did a really good job at putting like the name on the sleeve.
Yeah. Okay. Wally
And these
Fowler.
are,
Okay.
I think these are, what was it?
Those are 12-inch lacquers.
Those are 12-inch lacquers.
Okay.
So that's all the country I call them transcriptions, but they're lacquers. All
Yeah.
the country studio lacquers.
Yeah.
And then
Up here,
some black
there's a
gospel.
whole thing of black gospel.
All right. Just pull one out. Just pull one random out. Just one. Just one. Anyone.
It was like an ugly woman blues, Smoky
No,
Joe.
that wouldn't be gospel though.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes the sleeves are wrong.
Oh, okay.
If those were gospel, it wouldn't say that. That's a blues thing.
So
Find
that's,
something gospel.
so that's just the wrong sleeve on a gospel
I
record.
hope so. That's what it should be.
Okay.
If not, it's blues. But
Well, you said they're gospel. That
yeah, they could be gospel. That's the. But I said we're hoping we didn't goof on 1 or 2. But
okay.
that's a 4-star. But Charlie, what that means is it means 4 stars the company.
Yeah.
OP means other people.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's not 4-star. It's a custom recording for somebody.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the code we use was OP. And then it's 512 is the master number. Take C is whatever the take number is.
Okay. It said 58. That's late. Kind of late.
Yeah, they go from the late 40s to about 1958.
Okay.
And those are just various OP, whatever, E119. I mean, see, I don't know. I
Yeah.
just know that these were gospel.
Now, well, you categorize them. So how many pieces would you say are gospel? Roughly. Just roughly.
What does that look like? 100?
180 to 100.
Yeah. Okay. So that's so you mean out of everything there would be between 80 and 100 gospel pieces out of
Is
the.
that the only gospel section, or is there another one?
That's black. The gospel. Black
Okay,
gospel.
that's it for gospel.
And then
Okay.
these are rhythm and blues.
And this section, this section, this section, these 3, which looks like maybe 300, 350, is all blues and rhythm and blues,
Okay.
including some groups, but mostly it's like R&B type stuff.
Okay.
Jump blues, single artist blues, whatever.
Okay. So those are the smallest percentages compared to the
Well,
whole.
compared to country, yes.
Right.
The
Okay.
majority of the 16-inch stuff and the majority of the 12-inch stuff is country. That was what the majority of the label was.
Yeah. Right. Okay. But it wasn't all 4-star. So it could have been anything.
No, and then this section is all rockabilly, and there's a lot of really good rockabilly stuff in there.
Okay. So there's about maybe 40 or 50.
I'd say 60 or so, maybe a little more than that.
Okay.
And then this section is Mexican.
Mariachi.
He called it something else.
Yeah, it was Latin mariachi music.
Okay. All right.
And then we have over here, I think this is, what do you have this for?
This was under like a miscellaneous or like what is it? Miscellaneous, like pop classical music.
Yeah.
And these are mainly on what is 16 inch, and they go down. There's like 3 cubbies right here.
Yeah, and those, I don't consider those to be much of anything. You might find something of interest in there, but it's just whatever they had is what they had.
Yeah.
These are all stampers as well.
Oh, yes, we have stampers. How many rows of that? 2?
1, 2, like really tight. There was probably like 300 of them.
Those are like I couldn't play them because I can't play stampers.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't know what they are.
They're aluminum, aren't they? Aluminum?
They're aluminum or copper.
Yeah, right.
There was a very small percentage of big band.
Okay,
Very,
well,
very
that's
small.
good. Okay.
And then the miscellaneous could have been anything from like stage and screen, people, radio,
Commercials.
horse races in English or Spanish.
There's all kinds of weird stuff on those.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So that's all the lacquer discs in here.
Okay.
Now we're going to move to a different section. In here, and I don't know what you can see. Can you see yet? Okay. We have everything from boxes of company paperwork,
Yeah.
company files, boxes and boxes of those.
Okay.
And they go back three deep.
Yeah.
Then there are boxes of commercial 4-star pressings,
Yeah.
whatever the quantity was at the studio. Just loads and loads of that. And there's 2 huge rows of that. These are as yet unidentified master tapes.
Yeah.
There's a few boxes in here of those. That box is company ledgers, sales reports, and royalty statements.
Yeah.
And then there's more. That's messed up. That's just a broken one on top. But there's more of that. And these are all more country 4-star pressings.
Okay. Commercial releases. All right.
Commercial printing.
Yeah.
So these are like 3 deep, right?
All right. So and that goes back a bunch. All right. So now we're going to go to a different section because I couldn't put them all in one spot. Okay, this back section from where he is now all the way down like 12 feet, 15 feet, whatever that is master tapes.
Mm-hmm.
And some are identified, as you can see, and then there's some that are not.
Yeah.
There is a box, Armando, if you can get over that, see the one that says R&B vocal groups? There is one box that I marked R&B vocal groups.
Which is that box?
That's what I'm just trying to get to.
Let me try to zoom in. There you go.
Now, no names were identified on any of the boxes?
Some are. Yeah, some are.
So
That's why I could identify to put them in a box that said R&B
So John, I see 4 boxes that are R&B.
Oh, 4 boxes?
So
of
R&B vocal songs,
Okay.
gospel.
Well, there's gospel. Well, no, there's a difference. There's R&B vocal groups, there's R&B, and then there's gospel.
Okay, so 3 R&B vocal and just R&B, 2 of them. Okay.
And then if you go back, these other bigger boxes have company files and photographs and stuff in them, and the smaller boxes have more tapes.
Mm-hmm. And when you say photographs, are you talking about the artist photographs?
Yeah, like if I look at the Maddox Brothers and Rose file, for example, there's a Maddox Brothers and Rose file. There's signed contracts for all the sessions by the Brothers and Rose, and then there are 8x10 original publicity photos that they use to promote the group.
Right. Okay. Now that's mostly all country?
Well, I didn't go through all of that.
Okay. So from what you looked at.
Whatever contracts they had, I did not go through all those. I could, but that's more delay. So I don't, at this point, I don't want to.
Okay.
The only contracts I kept out were the Joe Hill Lewis contract, which is what I read you the letter from.
Yeah.
Because I found that. I was just opening a miscellaneous box of contracts and it was on top. I kept that one.
Right.
And that's it.
Okay.
All right. So that's all of that. Then the only other section is back here. And it starts here, goes along the floor. These are about 3.5 foot high stacks all the way down the aisle of 4-star pressings, promos, whatever.
Yeah.
And then along the cabinet here, if you can see the cabinet, these are all 4-star pressings, some of which were not in sleeves. He hadn't sleeved them yet.
Yeah.
They came from the pressing plant. He just had them in boxes.
Yeah.
And some of them are sleeved, but they're all like that.
Let's see, Maddox Brothers. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Step It Up and Go, which is a great record. But
Well,
there's like a stack of those.
well, they were his big artists. Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes all the way down to the end here, down 2 or 3 shelves down, which you can't see because I got the other boxes in front of them.
So, John, you're saying like right here, one,
1,
two,
2,
three,
3, yeah,
all the way down
all the way down,
to the wall,
and then all the way down to the wall there.
and it's all the way down.
Yeah,
Starts
starts.
this box.
Starts there.
Okay.
That's the first box.
Okay.
So it's like 10, 12 feet times 3 feet high, plus the ones on the shelf.
Okay. So it seems a majority are country commercial issues.
Of the regular 78s.
Yeah, of all.
Yeah, there is like Ivory Joe Hunter in there and Cecil Gant and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But the majority of what 4-Star issued was country,
yeah,
with a little bit of other stuff.
yeah. Well, I'm talking about the total of everything in the room that you're showing me. That is the
Okay.
majority of everything.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Did you itemize about how many pieces there are?
No.
Have any kind of a guess? Any guesstimation? Well, it's not something that you can do in 2 minutes. It's not something you can do in 2 minutes, though.
Well, I can in a way, because if you do all of the commercial pressings like we're looking at now, these boxes,
Yeah,
there's like almost 100 in each one of those.
yeah.
And there's more.
Now, how many different titles are in those boxes that have
Oh,
100?
about that I don't know. Because some there's like 2 copies, some there's 25 copies. They're all over the place. It's whatever he had left when he shut down the business.
Yeah, okay.
So I would guess between the lacquers and the tapes and all the 78s, it's probably 20,000 records.
Okay,
I don't want to be held to that, but I think that's right. It's
okay,
not going to be far off of that.
okay, 20,000. Now, what's the percentage of actually lacquers? Like the total number of lacquers, not counting the tapes.
Let's go back to the lacquers, and I can guesstimate that. Okay, each one of these large piles of 16-inch is probably going to be 400 to 500.
Okay,
And, well, this one would have more than this one, which is a little bit smaller. So I would say at least 1,000 of the 16-inch.
right.
And then the smaller ones, the 12-inch, there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 piles with 200 in a pile.
Yeah,
Maybe more, maybe less, but as a guess. So that's another 2,000.
yeah,
And then there's the smaller runs of less important lacquers over here. That's just probably another 500 or so.
yeah.
I don't consider those to be much of anything. They're just things. They're part of. It was everything that they had in that building. I took every single thing. I left nothing behind.
And there's
Right.
like 300 squares.
And there's about 300 stampers.
Okay,
And then you've got these up here, which is another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times about another 800, 900, maybe 1,000 lacquers up here.
okay,
I just put them in my shelving because I had to get them off the floor.
yeah, okay.
So that's a pretty good guess as to how many lacquers.
So what was the total
If you
number
were
on that?
writing down those numbers, I wasn't. But
I wasn't either.
no.
I voice recorded. I'll just play it back and then add the
Okay.
numbers up to get an idea. But
Yeah.
you would say maybe 80 or 85% of everything total from what you experienced our country?
It's probably 75% country and 25% something else.
Okay. All right. At least I get
And
an
something
idea.
else is either gospel, groups, rhythm and blues, rockabilly, or miscellaneous stuff that isn't much of anything.
Okay. I remember you said once I saw a box that said JVB. Do you remember that box you were referring to? You said you didn't look at it. You said you just saw it. It said JVB on the box.
I would have played those, and they were most likely going to be gospel because I didn't. The only thing I kept from JVB was a couple tapes of Playboy Fuller, which is a great country blues guy that I like. I kept those.
Okay.
But that was it.
Okay. All right.
Of all this stuff, I can show you what I kept. We can go to that section. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lacquers,
Yeah.
a 12-inch roll of tape, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 regular tapes.
Okay.
And those are all country blues stuff.
Okay.
Not the city blues or the R&B, but the rural guitar country blues stuff, which is what I wanted.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And that's all I kept. Everything else is yours if you want it. There's
Okay.
another pile here of tapes. I forgot about these. These are 12-inch or 10-inch rolls of tape and some more audio 12-inch.
Okay.
There's some rockabilly acetates for Go Little Go Cat, whatever that was, some rockabilly thing.
Mm-hmm.
And company files, which were just in a miscellaneous box, and they fell out of the box, so I stacked them here.
Okay. Did you say there was some 7-inch acetates? I think in
Yeah,
the shelf
a
it
little
looked
bit.
like.
That's what these are.
Those are pretty good, like the rockabilly
Yeah,
ones.
they're mostly rockabilly or country, but mostly rockabilly, actually.
Okay. And how many of those were identified as the artist?
Almost none.
Yeah.
I just play them.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you look at it, it says "Go Little Go Cat." Now that sounds like rockabilly. So I would put it on the turntable and verify that it was rockabilly, and it was.
Right.
But it doesn't say who it is. I have no idea.
So are those like artists that were?
And here's another copy, but I don't think it's the same thing. I think it's different takes of the same song.
Okay.
And there's another one with the same thing.
Now, how many of the acetates would be aluminum acetates? Because some of them, sometimes you get those label flaking. You know, the label starts, you see like an incipient crack, and then it could peel. And you say, if I play this once or twice more, the grooves are
Yeah,
going
there's some of that, but there's nothing that's destroyed.
Yeah.
We found like 2 or 3 where the lacquer had peeled off
Yeah.
and you couldn't play it. I threw those out because they're no good.
Yeah.
But it was just 2 or 3 out of all of these.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you said some like Maddox Brothers and Rose. You said some there were like 100 copies or 200 of the same record.
Of the 78s,
Yeah.
not the lacquers.
Right, the 78s. There would.
Yeah.
There would be no new duplicate lacquers of anything for any reason.
No, there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Now, I can't tell you that 100% for sure because I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
But there didn't seem to be any reason to have duplicate lacquers. Why would they have them?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
A lot of them have the engineer's notes in the upper right-hand corner. The engineer for the Maddox Brothers was a guy named Ken Seelig, and he wrote on the sleeves all the titles that he cut and what takes they were.
Uh huh.
And then he signed it Ken Seelig underneath that so they would know what they were.
Okay. All right. I pretty much size it up anyway. You know, even if I was there, I would be there months screening these things, you know, and I don't intend you to screen them for months. So that's a big job.
I've already done that. If you buy this thing, you're going to screen them at your house, not here.
Yeah, I know. So even if I was there, I wouldn't be able to accomplish too much. I mean, more curiosity's sake. But I would probably, even if I was there a week, I would probably go through maybe 1%.
I guess. I mean, yeah, it takes a while to do it, depending on how much time you spend listening. But at least now it's some of it, not all of it, but some of it, especially the lacquers, are all sorted by category.
Yeah, right. Well, that's
and
good.
Some of the tapes are as well, but I didn't finish the tapes.
Yeah.
And there were lots of tapes that were the names on them. I didn't know what they were.
So
I didn't
what?
know if they were country or what.
So what work do you still have to do?
I got nothing left to do. I'm done with this.
Oh, okay. So I thought the other boxes that you found, you had to screen. You said more boxes were found. Good news.
We did it today.
Oh, that's what today's job was. Okay.
That was today, was finishing up the last of it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when I call you next time, I just want to ask you just to spot check certain things, and I just want to hear just certain things, spotty areas.
Okay, well, as long as I can just do it for you without a FaceTime.
Yeah, right.
thing,
Yeah, yeah,
put it
yeah.
on the turntable, yeah.
You know, FaceTime is an easy thing. Do you have an iPhone?
No,
Oh, do you have Skype on your phone?
no.
Do you have a modern a modern phone, like an Android, a modern phone?
Well, it's an Android, but I don't know how to do all that, what you're talking about.
Did you want to sample right now some Black Gospel and that rockabilly stuff?
I don't know. You could, if you want to sample a few gospel records or whatever, we could put some on.
Yeah. Well, I didn't intend that to be for today, but out of curiosity, I would just like to hear just one or two random gospel things. Just
What I could do is I could go ahead and, because I do this all the time, I'll just do some random clippings,
yeah.
or videos, and I'll just message them on your phone.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'll take like three of Black Gospel, rhythm and blues, and I actually play tested these, and I was in awe. Like, I was really in awe.
Okay.
Even like the Latin stuff, I was really impressed with the Latin
Okay.
stuff.
I'd also like to hear a few country things, just a few random samplings. When I mean random samplings, I don't mean 2 minutes of each thing that you put on, you know?
Okay.
Like maybe 20, 30 seconds. That's all I would need to hear.
And just a heads up, when I was playtesting these as well, some of the country might have had a little bit more rockabilly than what I categorized here.
Yeah, I was being very specific with that. If I didn't think it was flat out rockabilly,
There's a lot of country rockabilly. Well, a lot of country
it stayed in
rockabilly.
the country pile, because to me, when I deal with people who are buying rockabilly, they want that real hard driving
Yeah, of
Elvis
course, yeah.
Presley rockabilly.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And there's a lot of collectors that like what they call hillbilly bop and
Yeah.
kind of up-tempo hillbilly western swing type stuff, but I don't consider that rockabilly,
Right,
so those
yeah.
got left in the country section.
Yeah. Usually from an earlier period anyway. Usually.
Yeah, they are. But I mean, there's a couple weird Cajun records in there that we put those in the miscellaneous pile. But
That'd be
he
some
recorded
Western swing.
Cajun artists, so they're what?
Yeah, some of the Western swing things, some Louisiana things there might be in. If there's some Cajun records, more Western swing.
Yeah, there's a few
Cajun.
Cajun things because he recorded a couple Cajun people.
Yeah, some swamp things. Yeah, okay.
There's a little bit of that. And there's a lot of just demos where people just would record a song at their local recording studio in Alabama or wherever and fire it off to him to see if he wanted to issue it. Most of it he didn't issue, but he kept those demos.
Right, okay. All right. So overall is about 20,000 pieces. Okay.
I think so.
It's an estimate. All right. If you
Yeah, I mean,
reassess it, next time I speak to you.
Either way, but I don't think I'm off that much.
Yeah, all right. Well, if you have a reassessment, you know, I said 20. I reassessed it. I think it's more like blah, blah, whatever. Just
I don't
whatever.
know. I don't know how to do that unless I actually sit here and start counting them. And
Yeah,
that's-
I know. Okay. Yeah, so
That's
Armando's
why
going to
I
make,
want you to see it, because you can kind of visualize the stack and
yeah,
how big it is and all that. So
okay. All right, yeah. Armando's going to make a little audio of a few random things, of each of the genres that are there.
yeah, we can do that. You can do that tomorrow morning.
Yeah, whenever. Okay. And keep in mind, I don't need 2 minutes, 3 minutes of each song. You know how it is. When you screen something,
Yeah,
you want to get an idea. 20, 30 seconds will do. That's fine.
right.
Because it's time. All right. I appreciate your time, both of you. And regarding the friend that you said that has a truck, is that guy still a consideration?
Well, no, he didn't have a truck. He can drive a truck, and it's Armando. It's the guy you're talking to.
Oh,
He can
okay.
do it.
Okay.
And he could actually box it all up. We'd have to get fresh boxes because the boxes these things were in were crumbling old
Yeah.
boxes.
Yeah. Right.
You can see we just stacked them on tables.
Yeah.
And some of the boxes that we have, they're crumbling old boxes, so we'd have to put them in decent boxes to travel. But they don't have to be boxed to be mailed if they're going to go on a truck.
Right. Yeah. They don't have to be taped. Some they're just stacked and packed.
Right.
But
But he would do that, and you'd have to work it out with him as to what that would cost and deal all that. I'm not any part of that.
okay. Well, you also mentioned I don't know if it was the house you were referring to or the storage facility where you're going to have a problem getting a truck anywhere near.
Well, a large truck, yes. When I moved these things from Southern California to Grants Pass, I used a 20-foot U-Haul truck.
Yeah.
Now, I could have used one slightly smaller if I had had the time to repack everything in good boxes and stack them neatly and all of that. But that would have been another multiple days sitting in their warehouse, reboxing everything before loading it on the truck.
Yeah.
So I just decided it was more efficient to just take the bigger truck and load it and get it in here.
Yeah, right.
But what happened was and this is why I said what I said to you, we couldn't get a 20-foot truck up this driveway.
Yeah.
So what happened was none of this was here where I'm standing now. All of this was over in my storage lockers in town where I could just pull up the 20-foot truck into their parking lot, roll up the doors, and roll them in and stack them in the storage units.
Yeah.
But over the last few years, as I've been going through them, I've been going over there and getting a box or two at a time and bringing them here and going through and sorting them and then putting them in piles so that we would know what they were.
Yeah.
But you can't take a 20-foot truck up this driveway.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he can get a 15-foot truck in here, and that's all it would take to do it anyway.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right, that's
The
good to
biggest
know.
problem with it is the weight. Each one of these blackers is either a pound or 2 pounds,
Yeah.
depending on whether we're talking about a 16-inch one or a 12-inch one or whatever. They're solid metal.
Mhm.
So they're either a pound or 2 pounds a piece, and there's thousands and thousands of them.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can't put that in a small truck. You'd break the axle. So you have to use, even though physically you could probably put 3 times as many in a 15-foot truck. If you could fill it up to the top, you can't because
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to drive it.
Yeah, it's too
So
heavy.
they
Yeah.
have to be-
Too top
They have
heavy.
to
Yeah.
be packed about 3 foot high across the bed of the truck.
Okay.
And then the tapes, of course, can ride on top because that won't hurt anything.
Yeah. Okay. How about if you just haul another unit behind you? What do you call those? When you,
Oh, a trailer?
well, when you're hauling something behind you connect it to, what do you call those?
Right.
I like the trailer hitch with
Yeah.
and like
But why would you do that?
Well, you won't be, it won't be such a weight issue because you're going to be pulling it. But it's also, it's a hard drive going cross country with that though. That's
Yeah,
the problem.
that doesn't sound safe to me because one false move by some other driver aiming at you and
Yeah, right.
that trailer goes rolling in the ditch.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. That's why I said cross country. It's not meant to be, but okay.
No.
it's
You want to do this in a 15-foot truck.
especially in October, the snow. And,
Yeah, and that's the other thing is we're looking at the weather here. This either has to get done in the next few weeks or it has to wait till spring because you won't be able to drive across country with all the snow and ice after we get into
Yeah, I
late
know.
November, December.
I was just listening. A flash came on the phone. It said snow is expected for New York next week. Now, I don't know if
Yeah.
that means upstate New York or here.
I don't know, but you get my point.
Yeah.
This kind of get done soon, or it has to wait until the spring when you know you can safely travel it across the country.
Yeah, right. I know. Okay. All right, it's a thought. All right, what I'm going to do.
Well, that was the other reason why I decided to just pay him to come out here and get this finished, because even if I piddled around with it for the next 3 or 4 months, then we're right in the dead of winter and you can't move it anyway.
Yeah, I know. Well, it becomes winter in the Midwest a lot earlier than the East Coast.
Okay, I know that, and so I'm not trying to put undue pressure on you, but I'm also saying if we're going to do this, we need to do it soon.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So within the next week, I'm going to call you. We'll go to phase 2, chapter 2.
And what is chapter 2? He's going to send you some audio.
Right. And I'm going to make an assessment, well, a quick assessment, and then I'll talk things over with you.
Okay.
And if you have any questions, just give me a call. You can call me at any time. I'm an
No, I
all-night
don't have any
person.
questions for you. You're the one that should have questions for me.
Yeah, I will. I
All
will.
know is I spent weeks and weeks getting this done, so it's finally done.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, there's a lot of work to do. And I know,
Yeah, I think you know how much it was based on how long it took me to get back to you about it.
well, you explained it well. I know. And I said, no way is this going to go on schedule. A one man doing all that stuff is physically impossible.
Well, and now you see visually what it looks like. You
Yeah.
can get an idea of how long it took.
It's a long procedure just boxing that stuff, boy. Just boxing all that stuff.
Yeah, and moving it a couple boxes at a time from a 40 double car garage storage locker over here and dumping it in my aisleways because I have nowhere else to put it.
Yeah.
And then
wow.
I'm tripping over it.
I'm surprised you didn't take your treasures home. You left them in storage.
I don't have it. My treasures. What do you mean?
Well, what you pulled from there, the Joe
I
Louis
showed you
contract.
what I pulled from there.
Yeah, I know, but you
I
didn't bring
showed
it
you
home.
The 15 or 20 items I pulled from there. That's all I pulled.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I'm surprised you didn't bring it to your home. You left it in the storage facility.
Well, I didn't know where it was.
Oh, okay.
I even found one today. In the last few piles, I found a Big Joe. It says Big Joe on it. It's a 10-inch lacquer, and I put it on. It's a really great country blues thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the song, but it's really great. I kept that.
Now,
But
when
that
you
was
went,
one out of thousands
Okay.
that we went through today.
when you ran your auction a couple of years ago, you had a whole bunch of 4-star things. Were any of those from this collection?
They were the 45s, yes.
So okay. How about the 78s? Because I bought a bunch of 4-star 78s from you also. Well, I don't know a bunch. I bought several.
No, there might have been a few, but they would have been things that were duplicated within the collection. They weren't one-offs.
Okay. So whatever it was that you auctioned, you have other copies that are still there.
There should be there should be other copies of those. There sure should be.
Oh, okay. Those are
And
basically.
there are somewhere, and I'll have to figure out where those are because I didn't even think of it until we were talking. Somewhere there are some 4-star 45s. It's all country, but it's part of it. Assuming I can find it, and I'm pretty sure I can.
Well, how many commercial release 45s in all?
There weren't many. There were just a couple boxes.
Well, that's
For
it.
whatever, when he closed down this business around 1958 or 59. And when he closed it down, it's whatever was left in his warehouse at that time. I have a feeling that because 78s were kind of out of style by that point, that's why there's a lot of 78s. And because 45s were still a viable thing,
Yeah.
he probably had a way to sell those off before closing down the business. Because
Yeah.
there just weren't many 45s.
Well, he had the reputation in the day of being a real salesman. In other words, going from shop to shop with his truck, selling things out of the back of his truck.
Yeah, that's right.
That was his thing. So that was his lifelong
But
thing.
he shut down this building where these things were in. He shut it down in 1959, and nobody had been in there but him and me until it was time to move this stuff out.
Yeah. Okay. So you physically met him? You bought it from him?
No.
Or-
He had died.
Yeah. Okay.
He died in May of whatever year I bought this stuff. And it was about 60 days after he died when the lawyer contacted me to come and get it.
Oh, okay. All right. So you never met him, but okay.
Because no, I never met him. He died. I met his son and grandson, who were still alive.
So he was the inheritor?
The grandson was who it was willed to.
Oh, okay.
And the grandson didn't want it.
Yeah.
So the grandson told the lawyer that was handling the estate, I don't want that stuff. Get rid of it. I don't want to pay storage on it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
That's when the lawyer called me and said, do you want to buy it? And I said, well, let me come look at it. And when I looked at it, I realized, yeah, I should come buy this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, what about the one in Canada with those reel tapes? You said the master tones, the harp tones, and you said at that time.
He still got those, but I don't know. Can I get into Canada right now?
Of course. Why not?
Well, I don't know. For a while, if you weren't proving you're vaccinated, they wouldn't let you into
Nah,
Canada.
that's long over with. That's long
Okay,
been
well,
over
then I
with.
can look into that one.
All right. Well, that's chapter 10.
Yeah, that's another chapter down the line.
Yeah,
So-
way down the line. No big deal. All right.
But
Well, I
certainly
appreciate
still
your
know
time.
That guy, and I still correspond with him. So
Yeah.
yes, I could ask him if I can come up there and look through that stuff.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. Amando's time. He's a good video guy. He's a great guy to have around. And that now all he has to do is just send those audio clips over, and I appreciate that. And then we're to be continued.
Okay.
All right, John. Again, thanks again, and thanks for your time.
We finally got it. We finally got it after what, 5 years of screwing
Yeah,
around
that's
with
right. That's right. It's been a while. You have any
Yeah.
intention of coming to New York anytime soon?
it? Yeah, in about 3-4 weeks at the end of October. I'm going to come in for Allentown.
Oh, but not New York.
Well, no, I've got to go into New York City to do something, so I will be in New York City.
Okay. Well, maybe if you have free time, if you're anywhere around here, maybe we'll get together, have a lunch or something.
I'll see if I can work that out.
If you have time. If you don't,
Well,
I
you're out from Long
understand.
Island, so I have to go out to Long Island.
Yeah, I know. Or we'll meet somewhere. But anyway, well, always good talking to you. To be continued. And thanks again, Armando.
Hey, thank you.
Okay.
You both take
Bye.
care. To be continued.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.